Over the last week, our cameras have been observing the Primes, a couple who've lived in the same house for 44 years. And in all that time, they've never thrown anything away.
It gets pretty crowded, actually, because there's not much space around to move around.
And with 8 children, 26 grandchildren, the things, the gifts and the stuff just keep on growing.
You don't realise how much until you stop and look around, and I thought, oh my God.
As a result, the bedrooms, the living room, the kitchen, even the sunroom have been consumed, leaving no room for what's really important, family.
It's how I've been brought up by my mum and my dad. Our home was an open home, and I've carried on doing that.
Which is why the Primes desperately need our help.
Keep moving things around just to make room for us.
So we're going to transform their lives by giving them back the home they used to have before the stuff took over. I'm Sian Jacquet, a life designer.
And I'm Jez Johns, project manager.
We have just 5 days to save this family from drowning in their own possessions.
But it's not just about their stuff.
It's an opportunity to change their lives. For the Prime family, this isn't just a home, it's a marae. Everywhere you look, there's people, there's history. But there's also an overwhelming collection of paperwork, clothes and gifts, the result of more than 4 decades of marriage. A marriage between Mary Ann, retired chef and full-time babysitter, and Roger, construction worker and keen ballroom dancer. Together, they're living in total chaos. Because Mary Ann can't bear to part with anything, which for a start is why she has 6 wardrobes full of clothes.
She doesn't like wearing the same clothes more than once. That's the reason why she's got so many clothes around.
Then there's 44 years of family history and gifts from their kids, grandkids and the many people they've helped in the community. Absolutely everything has been kept.
It's what they've made themselves to give to me with a lot of my trinkets. And yet they're all very special to my heart.
And now there's literally nowhere to put it all.
She actually knows where everything is, even though they're in boxes, but it's slightly crap around the place.
With so much stuff, keeping the house in any kind of order is a nightmare. Mary Ann even does her ironing on top of the freezer. And with so many boxes and plastic bags everywhere you look, it's becoming unsafe for the grandkids.
Before, we could sit anywhere in the house, but as the years have rolled on with what's been gifted to me and what I've collected, it's just totally, I didn't realise how it's accumulated.
Mary Ann and Roger are adamant they want their home back so they can really enjoy spending time with their family.
A rugby game or a league game on TV, and we could have about 30 people.
But over the next 5 days, we're going to help a couple who are always helping others to tackle the big stuff.
I still got it?
Yeah, you still got it.
Lovely to meet you.
Sure, darling.
Now that you've got us here, what changes would you like us to make to your home?
To make my house into a marae for my whole family to enjoy.
Great! Show us round the marae.
Go on.
Come on, darling.
In order to help sort through more than 40 years of stuff and create the marae of Mary Ann's dreams, we've roped in 2 of her daughters to lend a hand, Vaj and Mladivin.
Because believe us, this is a big job. One that begins in the bedrooms where there's not even enough space for their things, let alone people. How many people am I really catering for?
On an average, 25 people, comfortably.
I've counted 6 wardrobes. How many clothes does one lady need?
On my travels, I've picked up different things, and then I've made a lot of my own, and they've been heirlooms.
So the familiar theme of extra wardrobes.
Yep. Yeah, that's Dad's.
I cannot find what I want. It's supposed to be there, but it's not there. And I'm spending more time trying to find it, and so I just forget it, I'll go and find something else to wear.
A double wardrobe at the back there, which is a whole lot of mum's stuff. Now, I don't know if she's actually gone in there for a while.
But that's nothing compared to the kitchen and what was the dining room. Here, all the boxes make it impossible to find anything.
Because Mum's always cleaning. She's always flicking around, doing this, doing that, whereas if the clutter was reduced, Her time would be more spent on her grandchildren.
We got box loads of material in the corner there and
Oven.
an oven. Got a stereo back there that doesn't work.
Okay, so if it doesn't work, we can perhaps...
Perhaps,
Oh,
you
do
think,
you think that'd be
maybe?
so great? You convince our mum.
Most of that boxes of materials and all that, what you can see there, it's all cooking gear. And,
So it's things that you need,
yeah.
but they're things that don't actually belong where they've been placed.
No, that's the problem that we got.
The area was also meant to be Mary Ann's sewing room, but due to all the clutter, she no longer has the space for one of her favourite pastimes. That, for you,
Yeah.
is what you really want for her.
Yes. I could have done it, but never had time.
You've got 20 kids and a full-time job, OK? That's what we're here to do for you. We're doing this so you can achieve that dream that you had.
I'll be very pleased.
As for the sunroom, used to entertain up to 40 people at a time, it's hard to figure out how. If we sprinkled magic dust, yes?
Start all over again, darling, before I start bringing all these things.
All right, then.
I mean, you don't really want to go back there.
Really?
No.
Well, don't even go there. Don't.
I'd like to see it spacey,
Yeah.
so we can actually move around.
I'm sure Mum would like to go from the shower to the bedroom, but no, she's the shower and she's out here. This sometimes doubles as our barbecue area up on the freezer. We cook on the
Yeah,
the
hot plate
freezer.
on top
and-
of you.
Is this actually stopping you living as a family in the way that you want to?
Yes, it is.
Then again, the living room is creating even more stress.
That's all the filing system. It's all in plastic bags. I know they're there, but I actually make them invisible, so I can't see them.
I wish I could make them disappear or just put a blank wall there.
It bugs me. It really bugs me.
I mean, take me through the photos as well. I mean, I guess there's generations and generations that we've got here.
Like you'll have a group of one sister's family and then our siblings. Like as an example, we've got Vaj up on the wall there, and we've got her as a baby
Yeah,
playing
my-
netball.
yeah.
So that's her group, and then you have another one next to her. And
That cabinet, I think, is full of memories, am I right?
Yes.
There is
a lot
going on
of
in there.
glasses, as you can see, gifts that people have given Mum.
It's now becoming too much. Is that fair?
Yeah, and I don't need them, really.
There's a story behind the Coke can. Or was
If
that-
you ask Mum, yeah, absolutely.
We don't know.
I just want my home back. That's all. My home back. Please help me.
For Mary Ann especially, this is going to be a tough journey. Because every room, every box, every memory needs attention. But what I need to know is, do I have your commitment?
All away from me, my darling.
The first thing I need you to do is to have a night away. And instead of worrying about all the children, you look after yourselves and get a rest. Because tomorrow, the real work starts. You up for it?
Yes, we are.
Oh, yes, my darling.
While the Primes take a well-deserved break, we need a game plan. One that honours the family history and creates a marae big enough for the whole whānau. On any given weekend, there can be anything up to 15 people sleeping here.
I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to put 15 beds in, but I think there's a good chance we can make it more interchangeable in terms of how all the rooms fit together.
Behind you is a very old arcade type Concord game. It was there when I was a wee lass. Oh my
So you've
God.
got Duran Duran in here somewhere.
There's a lot of wardrobes, and they're in the veranda, they're in the living... They're everywhere. Wardrobes everywhere, so that's really important.
I'm not sure you're going to get Mary Ann to part with as much as I want you to get her to part with. So I'm going to make sure there's plenty of room around pretty much all the areas for storage. It's quite feasible that we can...
Get rid of it? Okay.
She loves cooking. It's what she does all the time. That's her language of love, cook for everybody. But I can only see one tiny table out there. Can you make a dining table?
I think if we put a big table in there, get people to come together, to congregate, the generations congregate over mealtime.
What you'd like to do is go back in time. So this area is clear, there's more space, and
Yes.
you can watch the grandchildren in the
Yeah.
same way that you watch the children. 39 years ago, Mary Ann was promised a sewing area. She loves the light in the bottom of the room there, so if at all possible, not that I want to tell you your job, but if at all possible, down there would be lovely. Right, and while I'm on the subject, all of these photographs, can I suggest that we get some of the girls to help us?
Yeah.
So that we know how to put things back and how we need to treat them with respect.
I don't want to touch these photos without
Yeah.
them here because I know they've got to go back.
So if it goes badly wrong, I know exactly who to blame. Coming up, we're taking everything Mary-Ann and Roger own to our warehouse,
There's nothing here! Oh, my goodness!
where an emotional journey is about to begin. Remember, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, you
Very
say.
hard for me.
But can we really change their lives by changing their home?
Oh, my...
Having lived in one house for 44 years and never thrown anything away, the Primes no longer have the space to do what they love best: play host to their 8 children and 26 grandkids. So we're creating the home they've always wanted, though first, we need to start packing. I don't mean to go on, but please, please, please make sure all of those photographs are packed up properly.
Thankfully, it's all under control. We're packing up everything, even the kitchen sink.
Though before we get too carried away, we need to have a quick word with Mary-Ann and Roger. After all, it is their house.
Do you want to know what's been going on? Now, I need to tell you that all of the things from your house have been packed up.
Okay.
We're taking them all to our warehouse. There, you're both going to sort through absolutely everything and start deciding what it is you want back in your home.
Okay.
And at the same time,
Yeah.
we're going to see if we can find out a little bit what's behind all this hoarding. Okay?
Okay, then.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to start turning your house into the ultimate marae, with enough storage and enough
Right.
room for the entire whānau.
Oh, that's great.
Okay?
Yep. That's awesome, then.
Do you want to have a little look, see what's going on?
Yes, I wouldn't mind.
Come on then,
Little
let's go and have a
teaser,
look.
come on.
Come on.
Okay.
What we haven't told them is, to really fix the storage problems in the kitchen and dining room, we're starting completely from scratch.
Oh, my God! There's nothing here! There's nothing! Oh, my goodness! There's nothing here, dear. Everything was actually just got it out of there. And I said to myself, well, hopefully they put it back in one piece. I do not believe it.
Did give me the willy willies. And I was, it's not there. It's not there. It's not there. Okay. You're doing too much.
Mary-Ann, I promise you, you'll be able to cook in here again.
Come here. OK, turn round. Come here, listen to me. Everybody's here to help you. This is the time when people want to pay you back, OK? So you need to be strong and you need to allow people to help you, because that's what they want to do. They want to make this right for you, to pay you back for all the wonderful things you've done for other people. And the picture in your mind that I need you to hold on to is, remember we talked about you walking in through the front door and this is your family home. This is the marae where everybody can come to. So when this gets tough, you hold on to that picture.
Thank
okay?
you. I'm seeing
Picture
my
it.
family
That's
now.
it. See the kids running round,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That's great.
And when we get to the warehouse, there is a lot of work to do. But if we all work together,
Yes.
Roger as well,
Yeah.
that picture you've got of your family home, we're going to give it to you.
I'm so blessed. Bless you all.
With the entire house packed and ready to go, it's time for Mary-Ann and Roger to work through 44 years of memories. So let's dive right in. Though they won't have to do any of this alone, the entire family's lending a hand, and their daughter Vaj will be here at our warehouse. This is what we call the love it or leave it exercise. Over here, I want you to take everything off the truck, and on this side, put the things that you really love. Over there, you put the things that don't fit the picture in your mind of how you want your home to be. Everything comes off the back of the truck,
Yeah.
and you've got 20 minutes to do it all.
Oh, my God. Wow. 20 minutes?
Oh,
You
dear.
okay with it?
Yes, let's do it.
Come on, let's go!
I'm sure this exercise will coax Mary-Ann out of her comfort zone.
Guys,
But I'm also hoping it'll show her just how easy it is to reclaim their family home.
I've never gone through anything like that. Very hard for me. Very hard.
I haven't got time to think in 20 minutes which one I want to keep and which one I want to get rid of, because it was very awkward.
Though while this is far from easy for either Mary-Ann or Roger, they really seem to be embracing the challenge. And wherever there's doubt, Vaj isn't shy about being the voice of reason. Mind you, it isn't easy to change the habits of a lifetime, which is why this bar, never actually used for its real purpose, is causing a bit of concern.
It's never been used.
Used it.
How
You
long?
use it for storage, you use it to put the clothes on, you use it to put the pigs on, everything else but beers.
It goes, my dear.
Oh,
Okay.
results. Okay.
Okay.
The bar goes.
Bar goes.
You've now got 10 minutes.
Well, I have to say Marianne is full of surprises,
Go.
though something tells me not every conversation will be this easy. After all, we've got 40 years of memories to negotiate.
That goes.
Yes, but we'll soon have the storage required for the job. Because I've called in Boston Wardrobes who are going to help to create a streamlined home, starting with the bedrooms. I want wardrobe solutions to suit. I want them to be big, think interchangeable, think it could be used by anyone, but this has the possibility of being Marianne's room at the end of it. So perhaps a little bit of extra space for her.
What I think we'll do is we'll claim the bigger wardrobe from next door. We'll put floor-to-ceiling sliding doors on the front of it so they can use that top storage. Inside, I'm going to design this organiser to be fully adjustable and usable by anyone in the family.
Mate, that's the full Marai feeling I want. Remembering these rooms are interchangeable, they could be used for any number of people.
What I plan to do is I plan to use floor-to-ceiling sliding doors, but they're going to slide along the wall. That way we're going to have full access to the wardrobe, and we're going to create a bit of a feature for the room as well.
Sounds great. Now can you do it in bedroom number 3 as well?
I think that's a great idea.
Perfect. Next up, the living room. Matt, the living room for me has been serving 2 purposes. One, it's a shrine to the memories and the photos that have been stored in here. Secondly, it's a place for the family to gather to watch TV. I want you to give me a unit that's going to combine everything, a place where we can store the photos, store the memories, and also watch the telly.
So what we'll do is we'll do a 3-bay system here, entertainment in the centre, bit of shelving around the sides for trinkets, plenty of storage along the bottom for memorabilia, photos, etc.
Mate, an all-in-one solution. I'm loving it.
Back at the warehouse, there's another family debate brewing over the wall unit. Vaj is begging Mum and Dad to leave it, but they're not so sure. Though on this occasion, it's Roger who can't let go of the memories.
Dave, this is a treasure that Marianne, my wife, actually bought, and she fell in love with it.
What do you think? This is the time for you to say exactly what you think.
Oh, well. Goes now.
Yeah. Roger?
But now that she actually agrees that it's going, I've got to side with her.
Yes, it goes.
And is that how you really feel?
Yes, right now.
Right, well, let's...
Right now.
Let's...
In my heart, it's going.
You happy with that? Let's watch it go.
From what I can see, Marianne and Roger have a great relationship. Having been together for more than 40 years, they really do know how to work as a team.
Well, I think, my dear, that we actually split part of our house in half.
You all right? Come over here, all of you. Take a look. This is what you've achieved in just 20 minutes.
It's hard to believe.
It's unbelievable.
It is going to be a marae now. I can see it. Truly over the moon, dear.
Should we all go and get a cup of tea now?
That would be lovely.
Come on then, let's go.
Oh, let's go. Come on.
Coming up, we delve through more than 4 decades of precious memories.
You are going to have to be quite strong.
But Marianne's determined. She wants her home back.
It would give me more time to be with Roger.
With more than 40 years' worth of stuff still to be looked at, the Primes have a lot of work to do before they can realise their vision of a family marae.
The real challenge for Marianne and Roger is to actually separate their possessions from their memories. Equally as important to them both is to know that what they decide that they don't need needs to go somewhere that it's appreciated and honoured.
Day 3, and we're giving everyone in the Prime family a memory box so that Marianne and Roger can preserve the past for the next generation without it taking over.
Memory boxes are one special place that we can collect things that we have a significant emotional contact with. It might be a baby bowl that you found that they had when they were little. It might be, I don't know, old school reports. So when you find things that no longer have a place in your home, but that still are treasures to you, you put them in here and we begin to work out where everything can go. How does that work for you?
Awesome.
Right.
Yes.
Right, my dear?
Yes.
We've also got memory boxes for you both. So when you come across things that are treasures to you that you might not want to actually display out in the house, but they're things you want to keep,
Yes.
that's where you keep your memories.
I think we better make a good start then and sort it out. Happy now?
Yes, dear.
That's great.
Now it's time to get to work. Our first challenge, sorting through 4 decades of trinkets, ornaments and gifts. This is where things get tough.
What's your first thought when you look at all of this laid out?
To see it spread out on the table, I didn't think it was that much, actually.
I've got a big job ahead of myself.
Good on your mum.
We've given you some boxes over there that anything that immediately looks as if it needs to be recycled can go over there. And we've also, don't forget, got the memory boxes. So there's anything that needs to go to the children, then they can go into the memory boxes.
I'm also asking them to pick out the special pieces they'd like displayed in their home. Because up until now, these things have been hidden in boxes.
Mum, is this going to be displayed?
We use that at night time.
Okay.
For Marianne, it's a daunting process. Every single one of these objects represents a memory.
I just got these.
But the collection is now so big, her children are worried about the stress it's creating, especially Vaj, who's unsure even how to help. Which is why I need to bridge the communication gap.
What's your motivation for being part of this process?
To clear it up, make it safer for Mum. Less work for you to do, dusting and all that sort of thing. She can relax and just enjoy her life.
You think, as her children, that these things have actually stopped her from living her life in the way that she wanted to?
Yeah, I think so.
Back at the house, I've called in Julian from ABC Kitchens. His mission is to create a more user-friendly kitchen with plenty of storage and the sewing room Marianne's been dreaming of for the last 39 years.
I suggest we probably keep the sink and food preparation area on this side, and on the other side we will have our cooking and a nice big fridge freezer with probably a pantry on the bench at this stage to give it more bench area.
What about the rest of the room?
I think we'll probably do a sort of office sewing area where we have plenty of work surfaces and extra seating for the children or additional guests.
And are you going to give us some storage as well? I need storage
plenty
in
of
this.
storage, mate. Plenty of so much storage you'd think we were a storage company.
While Julian gets to work, I'm off to LG in search of a fridge that will be big enough for the whole whānau. Marianne's currently got about 3 fridges dotted around the house. I think there's 2 in the kitchen, 1 in the garage. I'm after one large fridge that's going to enable them to save a bit of time, a bit of space and a bit of heartache.
What I recommend then is this massive 197 model. As you can see on the outside, we've got the titanium finish on it, so the kids with the fingerprints, not going to have to be cleaning it all the time. Huge amount of space in here. On the front end of this fridge, it's got tall ice and water dispenser here. This would be what I'd recommend for her.
I think that's perfect. Just a few hours later, the kitchen is taking shape, along with Marianne's brand new sewing area. But even though we've put in loads of storage, and I do mean loads, the key to keeping this area organised is having the right system. Now, good kitchen design is all about the magic triangle, those 3 points being the sink, the stove and the fridge. Now, within this area, you'll do about 80% of the work, so these points need to be close enough to be efficient, but far enough apart to give you room to function. Meanwhile, how you organise the cupboards is just as important. Now, these should be put into 4 distinct zones. Number 1, food. Number 2, food preparation. That's everything from small appliances through to carving knife. Number 3, cookware. And number 4, tableware. Everything from platters to cutlery. Follow these rules, life in the kitchen will be a breeze.
Though what's not so easy is separating the memories from the possessions, something Marianne is really struggling with.
Why are we going to keep this?
It was gifted to me by my niece. I still wanted it. It's a gift.
You are going to have to be quite strong. We have opportunity to move forward, and that possibly some of them can be gifted to the children, gifted to charity, given to places where they will have a second life. Remind me now of the vision of how you wanted your home to look.
To look like we've just moved in day 1.
Okay. Do you think the people who gave you these gifts would feel good about the giving that they did if they realised now that it had created a burden for you?
No?
Remember, if you don't agree with what I'm saying, you
It's
say...
very hard for me. I'll be honest. It's very hard. I'm lost for words. I don't know what to say.
It's hard, isn't it? Is it like you actually see people's faces when you look at this? It's people.
I'd rather put them in a box and seal it.
Is that what you'd like to do? Then that is what you will do. None of it will go anywhere unless it's what you want and need to happen to it.
Then I'm going to gift them to my children.
Can I ask you, are you okay to continue choosing the things that you want to be displayed in your home? Are you happy to continue to do that?
All right, darling, yes.
And then all the rest of it, we will pack up. It will be kept absolutely safe. And then you can open all of those boxes with your children.
Yes, please.
Okay. For Mary Ann, gifts are nothing short of sacred.
It's to do with money. Like us married people there, it's just something that it's given to you where you can't give it away to somebody else, so you've got to hang on to it.
Though knowing they can stay in the family and still be respected is a vital step in her letting go. Even so, this process is taking a lot of courage. Bless her. Coming up, we introduce Mary Ann and Roger to their marae.
Speechless.
But when push comes to shove, do they still have too much stuff?
There goes my mini skirt.
Mary Ann and Roger are working hard to reclaim their home. But despite the mountain of stuff they've already gone through, there are at least 2 more mountains to go.
For Mary Ann, being the custodian of the family history is a big responsibility. Over the years, this history has grown, and it's now becoming really quite seriously overwhelming. What I need her to know is that she's not on her own. We're all there to help.
One of the biggest problems is paperwork. Some of it household bills, most of it family history, which up until now has been put away in random boxes and plastic bags.
These filing cabinets are for you.
That's awesome, isn't it? Yeah.
Inside, they've been colour-coded to help you begin this process of sorting. We've got whānau, cards and letters, household and miscellaneous, also in colours. Every bit of paper that's coming into the house will have a place. You'll know where it lives.
That's great.
Shush.
Hey, dear.
Shush, there's enough.
That's the one, darling.
But as the Prime starts sorting and archiving 4 decades of paperwork, it soon becomes clear Mary Ann is feeling completely overwhelmed. So I need to make sure she feels supported.
This is not letting you live your life in the way that you want to live. These things, this is an enjoyable part of your life. When you talk to me about it, it makes your heart sing. It's beautiful things in your mind. But the way that they were in your house was creating a pressure and a stress. Yeah?
Yes.
This is nearly 40 years of paperwork. We're not going to be able to do it in 1 day, 1 week, probably even 1 month. So, can I ask your permission to speak to the children and ask them to actually put a process together, put a routine together? When somebody comes and sits with you for an hour, 2 hours, and just starts, bit by bit, sorting it out.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah? So that's okay with you if I ask them, if we
Yes.
do that for you?
Yes.
And we create a time frame that, let's say, in 6 months' time,
Yep.
it
be
will
done.
all be done.
It'll be done. Thank you. I think it would give me more time to be with Roger.
Back at the house, there's a very large part of the Prime family history that also needs a little sorting. Mary Ann's photo collection. So I've called in the troops. Put a number on how many of these we've got to get through.
Okay, I'd say anywhere between maybe 120 to 150 Gs.
That's all good. Well, I've got enough of the paint. I'm hoping you guys have got enough of the patience to get through it.
Absolutely.
By spraying the frames the same colour, we can give this impressive collection of photographs a more uniform look. Best of all, it will look $1 million, but only cost a few dollars.
As for the rest of the Prime family history, the new filing system is off to a great start, which means we can move on to another problem area, Mary Ann's 6 wardrobes full of clothes.
6 wardrobes. This is what it looks like.
Oh, wow.
We've got to cut this down into 3 wardrobes. There's one for you, Roger, for your personal clothes. There's one for you, Marianne, with your personal clothes.
That's great.
But we've actually delivered 3 wardrobes. Because what we understand is that you have quite a lot of clothes that could also be termed as memory clothes.
Yes,
Things that you want and need to keep, but that you don't wear every day.
thank you.
Well, I have to say full credit to Mary Ann and Roger. They're grabbing this opportunity with both hands. They're even recycling.
There goes my mini skirt.
Though it's not long before Vaj is once again challenging her mum.
I'll keeping that for my granddaughter.
Yeah, I have granddaughters of teenage sort of age. She ain't gonna wear
It's
that.
for Te Puno.
It's not gonna work, Mum.
Can we take a photograph of it and send it to her?
Of course.
And then we ask her, do you want it?
Yeah,
And
that'll
if
be
you
nice.
do,
Yes.
we'll keep it and send it up.
All right then.
And if you don't, then we can recycle it. Is that okay?
Yep. Not a problem.
Even if Mary Ann's granddaughter doesn't want the jumpsuit,
Big smile.
at least she'll now have a priceless photo of Nanny Prime.
But let's talk storage, something the Primes really can't have enough of. To ensure Mary Ann and Roger's new bedrooms really work, I'm after a couple of essential new items. These plastic tubs would be great for the grandkids' toys. Wooden hangers, great for keeping pretty much all clothes in shape. And storage baskets, great for storing seasonal clothes or keeping clothes you don't wear that often in one place.
And while that's a great start, we might still need even more storage because I've just discovered yet another collection.
Marianne, there's a lot of hats here. What do they mean to you?
It's where I've been, what I've done, and who's gifted them to me. Different ones.
How do you feel? You seem a bit nervous.
I don't want to lose my hats. But I'm not worried even if they're not displayed. I will put them in separate boxes myself to make it easier.
That's interesting because you do that a lot, don't you? I'm not. You move to one side.
Well, I got to smack again.
What I'm seeing you do is that you make yourself not important. You're making decisions because you think it's going to be easy for me or easy for other people. This is about what you want.
In my heart is what I've always wanted was for them to be displayed, the treasures that I've collected.
So you want us to help you to display your hats?
Yes, that would be awesome.
Well, let's have a look. Let's start choosing. So this one goes in?
Yes.
And while Mary Ann and Sian sort out the hats, I've just the place to display them, the sunroom. But that's just the beginning. I'm turning the conservatory into a huge outdoor dining area for them, so this sort of unit here would be perfect for Mary Ann for storing all her napkins, cutlery, case for the whole family. And these cubes would be perfect for storing all of Mary Ann's plants and bits and pieces. But to really make the area feel like a room, we need carpet. I've got an outdoor conservatory area, Steph, that I'm turning into a kind of an outdoor dining area. So underneath I want some hard-wearing carpet, but it's going to look pretty good. Can you help me?
I sure can. This Ortex range would be ideal. It's an outdoor carpet. It can get wet. It's not going to rot. It's not going to fade. You can hose it down. It's a New Zealand-made product, nice contemporary look.
Oh, this sounds like the job for me. Thanks, Steph. Top this off with a table big enough for the whole family, and of course somewhere to hang Mary Ann's hats. And I think this marae is just about done.
We've done it. We've come to the end of our work in the warehouse.
What you gave us, like the filing cabinet, for instance, that helped us. That will help us a lot, and to find things and all that.
I've learned, and I'm happy, and I will never turn back from this day. I feel as though I'm just starting, so I'm ready to go. I'm happy.
Awesome. Awesome. Dear.
I'm ready to go, darling.
I want to thank you for trusting me. Because I know this was a hard emotional journey for you to take. So thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Oh.
Coming up, After 3 emotional days in our warehouse, Mary-Ann and Roger will see their marae for the very first time. A few days ago, every room of Mary-Ann and Roger's home had been consumed by 4 decades of paperwork, gifts and memories, which meant there was no space left for their very large family. Something had to be done and fast, so our team has worked around the clock. Today, Mary-Ann and Roger are moving back in with just half the possessions they started with. Meanwhile, their home has been transformed into the marae they've always dreamed of.
But let's start with the interchangeable bedrooms, the first of which was crowded and had absolutely no storage. Well, now it can be used as Mary-Ann and Roger's room, and their brand new wardrobe actually fits all of their clothes. Have a look at your new bedroom.
Oh my God! That is absolutely awesome.
I was going to look
Oh.
there.
That is beautiful.
Oh.
That is absolutely awesome, darling. The wardrobe, the sliding panels.
I'm glad you like it.
Beautiful.
With the clutter gone, there's enough space to make this area truly multi-purpose. As a master bedroom or a guest room. There's even room for another bed should the occasion arise.
There's more space in there, we can move around. But to be honest, I'll be able to catch it now.
Oh, dear.
Drawers, look, hey.
That's yours. That's mine. And my wardrobe. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Moving on to the second bedroom, again, we've streamlined. So there's more storage and more floor space, which means this room can be used in a number of different ways. And when the family comes to stay, there's space for everyone. Have a look at bedroom number 2.
Wow. Oh, look at that, darling.
Oh,
My God. Isn't that awesome? That is awesome.
like it?
Yes, that's very beautiful, that.
Meanwhile, bedroom number 3 has been geared towards the grandkids. The clutter's gone, and in its place we have storage and room to play. But wait, there's more. We've also maximised the sleeping arrangements. Open your eyes and have a look.
Oh, what? Oh!
I'll be played.
Oh, yes.
That is absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. Look at that.
My goodness. Oh, that's...
Man, they'll be absolutely wrapped with that lot.
Oh, on my muckle's clothes. Oh, yes. Oh, awesome.
So now, not only are the 3 bedrooms interchangeable, there's also more beds. But hey, we're just getting started. The living room has also undergone a massive transformation. We've displayed the things Mary-Ann and Roger said were special to them, and we've increased the space, so the whole family can now enjoy it. Open your eyes and have a look.
Oh. Oh.
Speechless. I'm speechless. That is absolutely beautiful. Have it set up.
Oh, dear.
Absolutely.
It's beautiful. This is
It's marvellous.
beautiful. Oh. Oh, darlings.
Now, the first thing you need to tell us is, have we got the photographs right?
It's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful.
A few days ago, this room and all the boxes were causing a lot of stress. Now there's a feeling of calm. Those special pieces are no longer stuffed in a cabinet, they're proudly displayed. And the room even converts into a 4th bedroom.
It's absolutely wonderful. Again, words fail me. We're starting all over again.
Yes.
Together, and we're free.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
the freedom's here.
It just blew me away. There's a lot of space in there. I can't ask you anything more. It's beautiful, yeah.
But let's talk about Mary-Ann's favourite room, the kitchen. It's here she lovingly cooks for the entire family. Well, now she has a lot more space and she has the sewing room she's always wanted. Go on, have a look and see what we've done.
Oh!
Oh my goodness!
Oh, dear.
I don't believe it.
Oh,
That's
I'm lost. Totally lost.
Reacquaint yourselves.
Oh.
goodness.
And what on earth is this?
That's an ice maker. I've seen one of those before.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Hey, darling, look at your sewing area.
Oh.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Oh, that. That's even my cutting bench.
Try that on the side, darling.
I can't wait.
Again, we've kept the memories. Not a single photo has been removed, but we've added storage left, right and centre, making this area a pleasure for Marianne to spend time in.
After 39 years, my wife wanted a sewing area down there, and she can say, well, Primer, you're late, but it's done.
I love this. Oh, thanks
do love
a
it.
million.
It's beautiful.
I think I'm in for a lot of sewing to do for my children and grandchildren, but I'm going to love it.
Last but not least, the sunroom is almost unrecognisable. Thanks to Marianne and Roger letting go of their unwanted possessions, this room really can be the heart of their family marae. Take a look.
Oh, Marika.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, darling.
That is absolutely gorgeous, that. It's beautiful, dear.
Oh, no. Get away. Oh.
Absolutely, darling.
Oh, dear. Yes, this is my marae.
Yeah.
Nui ana taku aro kia koutou kapo. Kia mana nui kia koutou. Kia kaha. Taku aro kia koe, koro. Me koe ono, taku koutou.
Awesome.
What was a space that no one could actually use now boasts enough room for the entire family to eat at one table and spend time together. After all, that's what this house is all about.
To have all the family and grandchildren all in one spot instead of just cramping around, it's excellent. Beautiful.
I just want to ask you, is this still your marae? Is this what you wanted?
Absolutely. This is what I wanted.
I finally got my marae. And there's only one person I'll do that with. It's you, my darling.
That's beautiful.
We're home, dear.
We're
home.
Now it's time for the real test. After 6 weeks, how are Marianne and Roger doing? Are the new systems working? And how has living in their marae changed their lives?
I think we're spending more time together.
Her and I do focus a lot on one another.
We've been out 3 times now for dinner, and we haven't done that for a long, long time. Cheers.
Cheers, my dear.
All right.
And because there's less housework to do, Marianne now has time for what she loves.
She's always been a A1 cooker. Now everything's instant. As for the sewing area, it's nice to see Mum down there. She's just... It's nice. Brings back memories. Really nice memories.
With the clutter gone, so is the stress. And the house is much safer for the grandkids.
They're not having to be too concerned about what the kids might touch. They're just more relaxed in the lounge. You go into the lounge, the atmosphere in the lounge is just so much different. Who would have thought a change of colour and moving and relocating their belongings would have had such an impact on them and everyone else who comes to the house?
Having a new home, oh, it's unreal, really.
It's been awesome, and I'm so happy.
Sure enough, by changing the Prime's home, we really have changed their lives.
It's a gift that I'll never forget. It's what's been done for this house. And what, moving in here in 1964.
So you can't believe it. You know, but such a short time has been changed so quickly.
But oh, it's been awesome. Awesome. Thank you.
Now my children said to me, well, the inside's done, Dad, how about the outside?